All right, I'm about to make some cranberry protein cookies, which are still cookies and are not particularly low calorie or weight loss inducing, but they are made with healthy stuff and they're delicious and would be an awesome thing to have after a workout. So I'm gonna show you how to make these, and first I'll show you all the stuff that's in them. Yeah, we've got the rolled oats, we've got the vanilla protein powder, cranberries, they're sweetened. I know, I couldn't find any unsweetened, to be honest. Chopped pecans, which I'm going to turn into pecan butter, cinnamon, and a banana. I've got a bowl and the parchment, and we're ready to roll. So the recipe actually calls for almond butter, and I am going to use my Vitamix in an effort to make some pecan butter because my husband is allergic to almond butter. So because I am nice and don't want to kill him, I'm going to try to make something that he can eat. Also, I wanted to talk for just a quick second about using rolled oats. So I usually use steel cut oats for my breakfasts. The recipe calls for rolled oats. What is the darn difference? Steel cut oats are a little bit smaller, they're a little grittier. It's going to change the texture of the cookie. So you really want to get the rolled oats. The difference in these two things are just how they're processed. So steel cut oats are a little bit less processed. They aren't steamed and then rolled like the rolled oats are. The steel cut oats are a little bit grittier. You might notice the texture is different. So these are going to be a little softer and will definitely be a little bit nicer to bite into when you're taking a bite of that cookie. So I'm going to get the part that I'm the most afraid of over. I'm going to try to make the pecan butter. Now, the fun part about this is making this video and knowing that if I fail, you guys are going to see me just throw in the towel and use peanut butter instead, which would probably be delicious. I'm just being difficult. Hey Siri, how do you make almond butter in a Vitamix? Also, don't forget to turn your oven on. That would be a bummer. 350. So amazing. We're going to take it up a notch. I think it's working. Guys, for the record, just don't make your own butter. Just buy it. They sell it at the store. I just forgot to get it. So just buy it. Okay, folks, so here is the scoop on the pecan butter that I made. First of all, it is not as easy as they make it look in YouTube videos. Second of all, it did work, and I am going to be able to use it, but I realized the reason it wasn't working at first, and it was kind of just crumbling up, is because I didn't add oil to it. So I had to add coconut oil to the pecans so that they were oily enough to catch and actually make that pastiness. And the pastiness is important because it's going to be what holds these cookies together along with the banana, because there's no egg in it. So I was like, really got to add this oil. So 2 culinary adventures at once. I do not recommend making your own nut butter because, quite frankly, it did not save me a penny, nor did it save me time or frustration. I have an extra dish to clean, and I wish I had remembered to get it at the store. That's the end of that story. Now, back to the oatmeal cookies. All right, I just barely have enough, and I can say it's really good. We're going to take a banana, we're going to mash it up. Next, we have the vanilla protein powder, and we need a 1/4 cup. So I'm actually going to use my scooper to dump into this because I don't think, yeah, that's like literally 1 scoop of protein. And you mix the protein powder with the bananas in the bowl very well. It kind of smells like that banana Laffy Taffy. The vanilla and the banana together, the vanilla powder. All right, and I'm left with this goopiness. And on to to the next thing. Now, we basically add everything together. So, we're going to do a cup of pecan butter, and we're going to do a cup of oats. So, let me get that. Didn't even open my oats before I started. So unprofessional. All right, cup of almond butter or pecan butter in this case. Very homemade, full-on Martha Stewart. Really exceeding expectations here today. All right, and my rolled oats, 1 cup. Feeling I want to be fairly precise here because otherwise I'm going to end up with a really dry mix that doesn't really turn into cookies very well. So far we're looking good. All right, so before I fully mix it, I'm going to go ahead and add my cinnamon, which is supposed to be a half a teaspoon, and I'm just going to estimate because I really like cinnamon, so if I get a little extra, I don't mind. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of my dried cranberries. So, same as from before. There we go. We're good. Smelling delicious. This is what I've got so far for you. What do we think? It's getting thicker, a little harder to mix. But I think we're getting somewhere. And if it tastes how it smells, I think it's going to be really delicious. Smells pretty awesome. So I think a lot of the calories in these cookies is coming from the nut butter, right? Because that's where we really have a lot of oil. There's a lot of fat. The carbs are all obviously, they're made with oats. But I think if we break it down calorie for calorie, you're probably getting way more calories per cookie from the fat in the nuts than the carbs from the oats, which is totally cool. Just a piece of information I thought, is kind of interesting. Okay, now we're done. We put it onto the parchment paper and the baking sheet. So how many is this supposed to make? It is supposed to make 8 cookies. So that's what I'm going to do my best to make. And it literally just says that you are going to ball them up and then flatten them down with a fork a little bit. So let's see how messy I can get making these cookies. Did I show you this yet? Did I show you the end product? It's a very stiff batter, as you can tell. They're very stiff, very firm batter, but that's okay. That's probably why they only take 20 minutes to cook. Okay, here goes nothing. I am gonna kind of split it down the middle, I guess, and kind of divide it into half so I roughly have an idea of how many cookies is what. All right, so that'll be 2 cookies. Yeah, it's a very greasy feeling batter. Now that could also be my fault because I had to add coconut oil to the to make my pecan butter. So you might make these with regular almond butter or with peanut butter and find that it is not as greasy as what I have here. Speaking of calories from fat, I probably made mine a little bit higher, which is a-okay, That's how it rolls. It's good. Okay, we are getting there. These are messy. Be ready. Ready for the mess. But they really do smell so good. I'm excited. See how they turn out. Now, I have another similar recipe for this with some chocolate chips. So just so you know, you can kind of do different versions of this cookie recipe, and you could play around with it. So, you know, take some creative liberties and let me know what you come up with. All right, I think we have 8 fairly even cookies on our tray-ish. And I'm gonna flatten them down with my fork, just like the recipe told me to. Ta-da! Okay. So I'm making this video demo. I don't even know where I'm gonna put it. I'm probably gonna put at least part of it on Instagram, but I don't really know how Instagram TV works. I don't know if you can upload videos, if it has to be live, but I decided not to do this live because it was my first time doing this, and I also don't have a great setup. And since I had to make the pecan butter, I didn't want you guys like literally just staring at me for 15 minutes while I was trying to do that. But if you have questions about this, just, you know, reach out and let me know, because I'm always happy to answer them, and that's why I do all this stuff and put all this out, is to help. So if I can help you more by answering a question that you may have, definitely let me know and reach out and send me a DM on Insta or an email or whatever. Okay, so the cookies are done. I'm about to put them in the oven, but I want to show you what they look like. Here we go. Looking pretty good, right? Like not too shabby. I think that looks great. Let's stick them in. The cookies are cooking and they smell so good. If you like cinnamon, I think these are gonna be awesome. All right, we got 8 minutes left. They're looking good. All right, we have the finished product and they are so awesome. They're like just a little crispy on the outside. They're a little bit chewy. The cinnamon, so good. I highly recommend you check them out. All right, you guys, cookies finished. I'm out. Hope you enjoy. I know I will.